Hi everyone, it's Russell here from The Presenter, and I'm with my team, as you can see, my virtual team at the moment. And I'm coming at you today with a quick Prezi video. And this is all about something that we as a team decided to put in place at the end of 2019. It's now fully in effect in February 2020 as I make this video. And this is something that we decided to do because it was very clear that it could have a good effect on company profits, the well-being of the staff, which is absolutely paramount to me as a business owner, also the impact we were having on the environment as a business. And if you haven't guessed it yet, we decided to take our business from being a business that has always had an office for 8 years or so. We've always had a place that we go to every single day. And we've moved now to be a complete remote working agency, which for the last few weeks of this being live has been absolutely fantastic. So I just wanted to share some thoughts and views about why we did it and also the effects that it's had on us so far. Now, the very first thing I want to bring up is 260 miles. Now, even though we're a small company, that's the number of miles that we were traveling collectively to get to the office and back home again every single week. So it's quite a lot for just a few people, under 10 people. Also, 75 to £100 was being spent on fuel and other travel expenses, and collectively 27 and a half hours a week were being spent in a car or on a bus or whatever mode of transport we were using at the time. Now, you might look at those figures and actually think, well, that's not much at all. I know there are people out there who do much bigger commutes on their own than the figures that you can see on the screen here. But we've been really successful as an agency. We're definitely not going anywhere. And it really got me thinking, what happens if I kind of move those figures forward across 5 years? How would things look then? And this is where it really started to get interesting. So if we carried on the same way with an office for 5 years, we would actually spend £19,500 on fuel and travel fares. We would travel for 7,150 hours, and that's 298 days as a team, which is just unbelievable. That one figure alone was enough to make me seriously consider the move to remote working. Also, collectively, we would travel 67,600 miles. That's if we keep the same office over a 5-year period. And obviously, the carbon footprint of that would be absolutely massive. Again, we're an agency that's less than 10 people. So this is quite a big deal over the space of 5 years. So as I said, we have now moved to remote and flexible working. And just like all of the reports said that I read into before we decided to do this, we have seen an improvement in staff morale. I like to think that people were quite happy to come to work anyway, which they tell us they were. But since going remote, people have actually reported that they are even happier. Probably because they are literally removing that morning commute from the equation of their day, and there can be a lot of stress involved in that, of course. Productivity has definitely increased. I can speak personally to this. I know I've definitely got a lot more done in the last few weeks of being remote. And the team have also reported this as well, and we have seen this by, of course, tracking projects and workflow and stuff like that as well. So productivity absolutely does go up when you make this change. Employee happiness, the most important thing that I'm constantly thinking about. How can I keep these guys happy so that we get them to get the best out of them and obviously produce the best work for our clients? That has definitely been an improvement. There's been lots of great banter between the team remotely, via chat, via Skype, via various different types of video call. And we do also meet up once a week to have our team meetings. So it's definitely very obvious that everyone is really, really enjoying this change. Now, when we decided to go fully remote, we knew that we'd have to put some rules in place. So I want to just share one of those with you now. And we are still working on the rules as time goes on, because of course this is new to us. So the most important thing for me was to make sure that people didn't email their colleagues every time they had a question. I don't want everyone to get bogged down in their inboxes with really, really simple things that we could just pick up the phone and speak to each other about. So we always make sure we call first. If we were in the office together, as we were up until this point, we would literally just speak to that person. So we need to do exactly the same thing. So there is no emails between team members unless absolutely necessary, or if we need to copy in a client or someone who's outside of the business. That's one of the most important rules that I would recommend if you're looking to make this change, that you definitely try to put in place as well. There will be more rules to follow, of course, but one of the most important things, of course, is that we do meet up at the pub at least every couple of weeks on a Friday. This is just a really, really nice way to keep the morale going. It's a good excuse for a bit of a knees up as well. Of course, Honey the dog joins us at the pub. She absolutely loves seeing everyone. She goes crazy when she sees people these days because it's a little bit of a strange change to her. So everyone's really, really enjoying the change. It is a fantastic way to work. And I would fully recommend that if you are thinking of moving to remote working, that you do seriously consider it. Make sure you put some good rules in place. Make sure your team, more importantly, are happy to make that change and that they have everything they need. Now, if you would like some advice on going to a remote working model, please feel free to reach out to me on russell@thepresenter.com. Or if you like the look of this presentation and you want to know how you can deliver something like this using Prezi video as well, then again, reach out to me, russell@thepresenter.com. I hope you found this useful and interesting, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.